It's time for one of the biggest games of my regular season. Today, we play the champion of Season 1. DJ. And the Laughlin Lurantis. Now, some of you are going to say right away that this game doesn't actually mean a ton. And that, DJ's got a meme team this season. He's just kind of doing whatever, not taking it as seriously as last year. His team's not as good as last year. Here's what I say to that. This is personal. I want this so bad. Beyond the fact that we're currently tied for second place in the overall standings. Beyond the fact that we're undefeated with a great differential. Beyond the fact that my division is spooky scary and we need to keep the foot on the gas to stay in our position for playoffs. We're bringing the hammer this week. And it's not what you're thinking. Let's get right into Team Builder. Right off the bat, obviously we're bringing Garchomp. It's one of our best mons. Duh. Siegfried's set this week might look a little conventional on the left-hand side of the screen. Earthquake, Outrage, Fire Fang, Stone Edge. Great moves across the board. Dual stab, some coverage. Stats at the bottom might even seem pretty normal. 420 HP, 394 attack. Low 200s for the rest of the stats besides special, which doesn't matter. But I want you to look at what we've got going on right here in the top slot on the right-hand side of the screen. We're running Red Card as a direct counter to a Bisharp that wants to get cute and try and set up and do something spooky. Now, the calc, I'm going to be honest with you, is not in my favor. And I die most of the time because I'm not really defensive. But if I live, or if he's not max attack, adamant, +2 after a Swords Dance, the red card shoots him out. And it's a whole new ball game. In testing, the Bisharp was obviously one of the scariest things on his team. It was the thing that I was most nervous about. So we're running a couple of things to try and fight back against it. Fire Fang obviously on the offensive side here. Also red card for a little bit of cheeky defense. Siegfried is not a direct counter, but it is a fun little surprise. And the red card could be cool against other things, like if Inteleon decides to, go for a move after he's focus energied or something like that, and we don't die and there's not a crit. Scoot. Mon number 2 in the lineup this week. Mordred is back, but she's not defensive. Swords Dance, Bullet Punch is terrifying. It's so good. It's so good. We've got Technician, Life Orb, Adamant, just good moves. 394 attack, priority on a stab. Technician boosted Bullet Punch with priority. It's just good. Mordred is offensive this week, and if we click Swords Dance, all of a sudden Mordred is starting to look very, very scary to a lot of different threats on his team. Mon number 3, Astolfo, our offensive Sylveon. Now, this is not why I drafted Sylveon at all. My plans for an offensive Sylveon were very, very low. Actually, not even like a thing right off the bat. And then I realized something. Pixelite Hyper Voice is good. And I get Mystical Fire. And then I noticed that there are some things on DJ's team that I can just click Substitute in front of and start setting up to potentially sweep. I am modest. I've got leftovers for a little bit of recovery because of the substitute shenanigans. And we'll see how an offensive-minded Sylveon, which is normally my especially defensive wall, cleric, whatever you want to call it, a different route this week for the Sylveon as well. Number 4, first time making his season debut is Avisa Braun, the Alolan Raichu. Psychic Surf, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch with a choice specs, Timid. I love fast electric types. 350 is pretty fast. It's not going to be the fastest thing out there, but I outspeed a couple of different threats against it. So like the Golurk with a choice scarf, or I don't know. That was the one calc that I made during the game, just because Earthquake does like 400% damage to me or some stupid thing like that. Yeah, I just really I liked where kind of Alolan Raichu fit in the lineup this week as a fast specs. Being able to Volt Switch all over his team, hopefully, and two scary things. If the Bisharp clicks Sucker Punch against me, I probably just fall over dead. Golurk, like I said, Earthquake does a ginormous amount of damage. Things like Shadow Ball or just ghost type moves in general destroy me as well. But I think the cute little pancake looking Alolan Raichu is kind of like a neat little bring this week. And he looks like a pancake because his little stomach and it's, I don't know. I saw it in a YouTube video. Somebody named their Raichu Pancake, and I just came in my head. Anyway, that's Alolan Raichu, Avisa Braun. Next up is Semiramis, the Roserade, coming back. This is our especially defensive Pokemon for the week. I don't really have a physical defensive Pokemon in the lineup. Garchomp and Scizor have kind of like that natural bulk, but they're not defensive natured, which could be a terrible decision on my part. But we do have a little bit of special bulk kind of naturally throughout the team. And then we also have like our calm-natured Roserade here with Black Sludge and Poison Point to maybe get stuff poisoned. We're running Toxic Spikes, Leak Seed to throw down hazards. I don't think he really wants to defog because he's got the Klefki and the Golurk that could do Stealth Rocks or Spikes or things that he is going to want to keep up on my side of the field. I don't really have a good defogger this week. I have things that could run defog, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to deal with hazards if they come. I don't think that'll be the main gameplay point for this week. Now, if I was playing Sean, it'd be a whole completely different story, and I'd probably run 2 hazard removers. But Sludge Bomb, Giga Drain, Leech Seed, Toxic Spikes. That's our Roserade this week. And then finally, coming back, hopefully the Hellbird himself, Karna. Brave Bird is bananas. With the Gale Wings and the Choice Band, if I can get Talonflame in, it's going to kill something. We'll see kind of what that looks like during the game, but it's such an offensive threat, and I might be tunnel visioning a little bit with it, after doing calcs last week and wanting to run it and then not really getting to. I would love to lead with Talonflame and be able to just like click Flare Blitz or Brave Bird and kill something on turn 1. So that's the team. a couple of familiar faces, a couple of weird remixes this week, and like I said, we're playing against DJ, who has a admittedly worse team, but is always going to be a threat and always is somebody that you have to be on your A game against, and like is one of the 2 teams that I lost to last year that I really, really, really want to beat this year. DJ and Garrett are on my hit list, admittedly, and I want to get revenge. So let's see if we can do it here in this game. On my side of the field, Talonflame, Garchomp, Alolan Raichu, Scizor, Sylveon, and Roserade. DJ and the Laughlin Lurantis are bringing Klefki, Bisharp, Inteleon, Zapdos, Golurk, and Choice Scarf Imposter Ditto. So right off the bat, I'm seeing a couple of things that I don't really like. Number 1, prankster stuff coming from the Klefki. Number 2, a Ditto that can copy my setups for Scizor or Sylveon. That's terrifying. I drink a little coffee here to keep myself energized. And the Inteleon I'm not really scared of. The Zapdos is one of the things that I want to set up in front of, actually. The Bisharp, obviously, the scariest thing. Golurk, depending on what it is, could also give me some trouble. So, in the lineup phase and looking at his team and what I want to do, I really, really, really want to go Talonflame. I really, really do. But a lead with Ditto is not good for me, because then he's going to be faster, and if we trade Brave Birds, it's not good for anybody. If he leads Bisharp, it's not really a big deal. If he leads Klefki, a Prankster Thunderwave shuts down Talonflame before it even gets a chance to go. So I go with a little bit safer of a play, and I actually lead with Alolan Raichu. So I'm thinking he can't Thunderwave me. I can Volt Switch out. I'm going to be faster than probably everything on his team. Caveat being this Choice Scarf Ditto. And I actually don't know what Inteleon's speed tier is. But I'm feeling pretty comfortable that I can go into Raichu and I can click Volt Switch if I need to switch out. But he brings the Golurk, which is Ground Ghost type, so I can't actually Volt Switch out of here. So now we have to make a decision. In the calc, Earthquake from a Golurk is doing enough damage to kill me 3 or 4 times over. It's like 340%. Or something crazy like that. And that's if he's Choice Banded, max speed, max attack. If he is that investment, a Surf is a roll to kill him. It's a 31 or 32% chance to OHKO. It's doing anywhere from 82 to 105 damage. And I'm looking at kind of the rest of the team, and I'm kind of weighing out the options of like, well, how valuable is Raichu in this game? Can I just click Surf, be faster, and then just, do as much damage that I can? Maybe if he's offensive, he dies. I mean, there's like a 1 in 3 chance of him dying, right? So I'm sitting there thinking, and then I remember like somebody made a comment about like a Choice Scarf Golurk. So I really quickly did I had the comment about the Choice Scarf Golurk like last week, in prep time. So I quickly calc out a Jolly Golurk with a Choice Scarf, and I'm still faster, so we're good. The plan still stands. I click Surf. I either kill it, or I probably die to an Earthquake. So he actually is a little defensive. Because we didn't quite get to that like 82%. So there's either HP investment there or there's defense investment there. I don't really know. I actually have not looked at his Pokepace to look and see. Apologies. But he lives on 21%. I do 79% damage. And he goes for rocks, expecting me to switch probably. So now I'm thinking, okay, well, Raichu just gets a kill if he stays in. or I get a choice spec surf off on something else in his team, and nothing really wants to take a choice spec surf. So he just lets it go down, and Raichu in its first game gets a kill to start the game. So that's pretty awesome. I'm feeling good about that. And we're up 6-5 early. Next comes in the Bisharp, and now I'm thinking, okay, shit. A Sucker Punch is ending my Raichu's career. And I need to make sure that I keep it around because it's, I don't want to just give him a free kill, right? So I expect him to set up here knowing that I'm going to switch and go for like a sword stance. So I'm thinking, okay, this is it. We kind of prepped for this. We're going to throw out our max HP Garchomp with the red card and hopefully live whatever he does. And be able to kick it back out and maybe get some damage off on something that comes in like with an earthquake or something like that. So I switch out into Garchomp, and this man goes for Rock Polish. I'm so scared because now this thing is omega fast. And it's a Bisharp. Like, terrified. But we have to kind of go through our process of kind of how we had planned this. And he actually just goes for knockoff. Takes a little rough skin damage. And unfortunately knocks off my red card so it doesn't pop. Which, a little bit of a bummer, but I had clicked Earthquake because it's the best move against the Bisharp. Actually, my Fire Fang idea was kind of trash for the Bisharp. It would have been great for the Klefki. Actually, no, it wouldn't have. It would have been great for Lurantis, but the Fire Fang was doing like half damage of what Earthquake was doing. So I just go for the Earthquake, and we actually just kill. It's super effective because he's Steel type. It does 88%, which was a high roll on the calc, I will admit. I did not expect to kill there, but we do get the kill, and now it's 6-4. And we've got a pretty healthy Garchomp that he goes into Ditto to get the Imposter. So now he sees my set. He's faster than my Garchomp. Excuse me. I will die to an Outrage if he clicks it. But I know that he's locked into whatever move he picks. So I'm thinking, okay, Earthquake is a good move. Outrage is a kill. What's he going to do? Let's switch into our Sylveon. Because maybe we get a free switch in when he clicks the Dragon Type move. And then gets locked in and has to switch. But he actually doubles out into Klefki. So, this is where I realize something. Klefki is not necessarily an offensive Pokemon. And I don't think DJ is going to expect sub Calm Mind. So I take this opportunity on where thinking like, I think he's going to do rocks or spikes, excuse me. He actually goes for a light screen, which is great. But I get up a free sub and now he switches out into Zapdos, which was what I wanted to set up on in the first place. So we're behind a sub. We get a Calm Mind up and all of a sudden Zapdos is not really going to be doing a whole lot to us. With the light screen up, I'm not going to be doing a ton either. So I'm going to take this opportunity to get some leftovers recovery up. He goes for Discharge, doesn't break the sub. I go for another Calm Mind, getting stronger as I'm behind my sub. Goes for another Discharge, breaks the sub, and I go for a Hyper Voice, and it does 57%. Great. It's a 2-hit KO, even with the light screen up, but now I got to be careful. I did not recognize that the Ditto could come in and copy my stat changes. That possibility was not even in my mind. he goes for another discharge. We kill the Zapdos. And now we're +2/+2. He's got light screen up. And now the Ditto comes in. So now here's the thing. And I might get some flame for how this plays out. I'm just going to click play because he's going to be locked into Mystical Fire. He gets a big crit, lots of damage. I go for Calm Mind, and I'm thinking, oh shit, that did a lot. But I'm going to start living it better and better every time because my defense is going to keep going up, and he's locked into Mystical Fire. The light screen is going to go down. I'm getting more and more HP because my leftovers coming back every time, and he's not able to actually kill me. My own Mystical Fires are bringing his special attack down, and this is a winning battle for me. He switches out into Klefki to go for a Thunder Wave, which is great. Hampers my ability, cuts my speed. It also fully paralyze. Is kind of a killer for a Pokemon in my health range. He swaps out into Inteleon, but I am able to get behind a sub, and he actually goes for a U-turn to try and preserve Inteleon. But I'm just chilling, and I get paralyzed. I get fully paralyzed so many times in this game. It's not even funny how many times I get fully parried. But Sylveon is sitting behind a sub. Klefki's not doing any damage to me. And Mystical Fire is super effective. I'm lowering his special attack, which is in turn helping me live more hits. I'm staying behind a sub, and I know this looks really cheesy and really sleazy and not fun and interactive. And I'm sorry, DJ, that I had to play like this, but I was not going to give up a 6-0 if I can get it. Maybe I didn't keep the competitive spirit alive for the game, and maybe I played kind of like an asshole in this game. But a 6-0 against one of the teams that I kind of had on my hit list I wasn't going to give it up, man. And I hope you understand that, and I hope you know that it's nothing personal, and I wasn't trying to flame you or anything. I realized that Sylveon could kind of sweep, and I wanted my offensive little pink boy to get the kill. And that's kind of how things go. I'm failing in updating my score, but it's gonna be a 6-0 here, and I'm gonna get 4 kills with an offensive Sylveon through a little bit of luck, a little bit of good prep on kind of how I navigated the back and forth here. We get crit. We win on a crit, which kind of sucks, but we would have got there eventually. And yeah, it was just a really good game for us. And like I said, DJ's team just isn't as great as it was last season. And I brought what I thought was going to give me the best chance to win. I didn't even bring Kingdra. I didn't bring Rain. I tried to mix it up, and the testing was really 50-50 with Noah. We scrimmed a couple of times, and there were games where I won pretty handedly. There were games where I lost, 3 or 4-0. So I don't think it was like a guaranteed conclusion that I was going to win this game. So we're 3-0, and we just got a 6-0. So our differential is going to be as high as it can be, which is awesome. We're trying to stay in the top 3, and this is kind of how things are going right now. So thanks for watching. I'll have a power rankings video out in a couple of days after everything's done, and go Flygons.